Today we're going to be looking at the Romanian millionaire trading strategy, so let's get straight to it. Hey trader devs, I hope you're all going extremely well. Welcome to my channel where I go through trading strategies that I find on YouTube and on the web, and then I use code to debunk the bad ones and find the good ones. We're going to be looking at a trading strategy which was proposed to me by a good friend of mine from the Discord group, Vlad. Anybody in my Discord community knows Vlad very well, I should imagine. He's a great member and suggested that I did this trading strategy. It is called the Romanian Millionaire because it was proposed by a big YouTuber in Romania. So I thought, why not? Let's code it and let's see whether it actually works in real markets. It is a 5-minute scalping strategy using the Parabolic SAR and some other indicators for confluence. So let's get over to my computer and let's start coding it to see whether it actually really works. If I could just ask for a couple of seconds of your time, as always, if you do enjoy these videos, if you don't mind just giving it a good old thumbs up, it helps me to grow the community and to get a bit more known on YouTube and just all of that great stuff. So let's get over to coding. Right, here we are on my TradingView account, as you can see on my computer. Let's get started by looking at the actual strategy, how it works. I've put the rules there on the screen. First of all, we're going to be adding a couple of indicators. These are free indicators. I just then code it into a strategy so that we can backtest it and potentially connect it to bots. But if you're trading manually, another YouTuber, Trader Pro, was talking about this last week, which I do admire, so I'm saying the same thing. If you'd like to add this completely for free, it is possible by just adding each and every one of the indicators. But if you want to connect to bots and also do it all in one indicator, you can find my Patreon links down below, but there's no pressure into buying anything. Okay, so we have our trading strategy set up. So I'm currently on BTC USDT, as you can see up here. I'm going to be on the 5-minute time frame, and we're going to start by adding the Stoch RSI. So to add that, we'll find this one just here. We're looking for the Stoch RSI, which are going to be adding to our charts, and then we're going to be adding an EMA for our trend direction. So EMA, that's going to be our moving average exponential. We're going to be adding that one just here. That was recently updated on TradingView. We're going to be adding the Parabolic SAR. So we're going to go Parabolic SAR here. That one just there. And I think that's about it, if I'm right. Yep, that's right. So we have all of these indicators on our charts, and the last configuration that we're going to be adding is we're going to be adding the Heikin-Ashi candles. To do that, you just have to go up here and click just there. That's going to change our candles into these nicer looking candles, but you do have to be careful because they do have a completely different algorithm. Right, let me move this over here, and we're going to talk about the actual setup. Okay, for our setup, the only thing we're actually really going to change is the EMA. Currently it's set to 9. I'm going to set that to an EMA of 200. That's going to give us our trend direction. So any prices above the EMA or below the EMA, it's going to define whether we're going short or long. I'm just going to change the color very quickly to an orange and make it a bit thicker so we can see it. And then we'll go over to the charts here. So any price action below this orange means that we're going to be looking for shorts. And anything when it comes above the 200 EMA would mean that we'll be looking for longs. If we go over to the Stochastic RSI, we have two lines here. We have several lines, but we have horizontal lines here. We have this one here, which is considered our oversold section, and this is our overbought. So we're going to be looking for longs when we come over and make a crossover under this 20 line here. So the line is 20, so anything between 0 and 20 where a cross happens, where this blue line comes and crosses over this orange line, we're actually going to take a long. Same goes for a short. If we're looking for shorts, we're going to be going for anything that's above the overbought section, so over this 80 line here. Anything over this 80 line here is considered an overbought. So we're looking for the orange line to come over the top of the blue line in this section for a short. And our last and final, well, there's actually two last parts. is this Parabolic SAR will be looking for price to be above for longs and price to be below these blue dots for shorts. And the very last condition is that when we're looking for longs, we're going to be looking for the Heikin-Ashi candles to be in green. And when we're looking for shorts, we're looking for the Heikin-Ashi candles to be in red. Okay, so let's go and have a look to see if we can find an entry. Okay, this one here looks to be correct. Okay, so we have our stochastic RSI in the overbought section. Orange has crossed over blue here. We're looking to be over the EMA, which if we just start over here, the EMA 200, we're looking for red Heikin-Ashi candles and Parabolic SAR to be above price. So we would have been able to get in around here. Let me put a short just in here like this. So we would have been able to get in just about here. Now, the idea is that we're going to maybe use an ATR band. There is no real defined percentages for this trading strategy. I like ATR bands at the moment, but let's have a look to see adding ATR bands. Okay, so if I go to ATR and then write ATR bands, if we go to this one here, that one's absolutely perfect. Okay, so that's going to add us some ATR bands onto our chart. Now, what I do is I put the stop loss on the top ATR band, and then we're going to look for a risk to reward of at least 3. Let's go for 3 here. Okay, so that one would have been a win, which has given us a win of 1.31%. That's perfect. Right, okay, let's go and see if we can find a long. Okay, so we have price over the 200 EMA. We have the stochastic RSI in the oversold area, crossing over just here. We have the Parabolic SAR below price action. So let's add a long in here. This would have been roughly, yeah, this would have happened. Okay. We're going to add our price stop loss to our ATR, and then we're going to be looking for a 3-to-1 risk to reward. Now this one looks like it may have only just wicked in, but it was a win as well, so that's absolutely perfect. So for those of you who have been following me for a long way in time, you know that I actually cherry pick these couple of entries just so I can explain properly how the trading strategy works. Of course, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to code it all so we can backtest it using the TradingView backtester, and you can add these indicators to your TradingView charts. All the links are in the description. Right, let's get to it. So I guess the best idea is now to get to coding. Right, let's get to it.
Come on, David, and once again he's gone to code a new strategy. He'll be back in just 5 minutes. RSI and MACD. If he doesn't run into any bugs, there will be a new strategy. Come on, David, hurry up. Come on, David, show us what you got. Come on, David, our patience running out. Come on, David, show us what you got.
Okay, here I am back at the computer. I've finished coding that strategy, so let's have a look. As you can see, it has the perfect entries here as expected below the 200 EMA. We have the this overlay here, which actually represents the Heikin-Ashi candles, because we can't use Heikin-Ashi candles when backtesting. I've made this kind of overlay thing here. We have the Parabolic SAR represented by these blue dots here. And we have, we can't see, but the stochastic RSI is actually coded in there as well. So as you can see, we have our first entry here, which was a short, which was the one that I represented earlier. So we have our perfect entry, and as you can see, this one has a win. Let me have a look very quickly at the settings. I have set the R2R and the ATR. So the ATR is set to take 3 on risk toward 3, and we're set on those ATR bands that I was talking about earlier. Now, as I said, there was no real way of working out the stop loss and take profit. As I don't speak Romanian, I did try to understand what was going on. But yeah, so let's have a look at the back testing results, and then I'll give my impressions and how I believe that you can optimize and make it better. Okay, so let's click on trading strategy. Okay, so on the default settings, so as I was saying, a default as I haven't got a stop loss and take profit, it is a bit unfair to judge it. But we managed to get 43 trades. Unfortunately, we lost a net profit of -1%. Profitable was 27%, and as you can see, it hasn't given the best of entries. We have wins in, so we have a number of wins 12, a number of losses 31. Now, as I said, I'm on the 5-minute BTC USDT. Wins in a row was 3, losses was 9. Yeah, so as you can see on default settings, let me have a look to see what it's like on the 15 minutes, if it makes it any better. It's slightly better on the 15-minute than the actual 5-minute. Now, if I look at the performance, the buy to hold returns would have lost you 16%, as here you would have made 1%. So that technically makes it a better strategy than holding and buying Bitcoin. If you go down, you can have a look at the Sharpe ratio, which is 0.04 and 0.06, which would be a trading strategy that I wouldn't run on bots. Okay, let's have a look at my optimizations. As I said, what I've done on my optimizations is I've gone through, used the optimizer, the tool up here. I spent about 20 to 30 minutes optimizing it myself, and then I used the optimizer to find the best levels of take profit and stop loss. That's my general way of doing things. That's how I do it, because I don't like to try and over optimize, because otherwise you can end up with overfitting. This may be overfitted, but I will test it on a forward testing platform before ever trading it, and then I suggest that you do the same sort of thing if you wanted to do this. What I've done is I have actually taken profit at 2 stages here. I've taken profit here. As you can see, now we have our entry line, our stop loss, and we take profit at 50% of the way, and then we have our final take profit just here. Let me have a look to see if I can find a winning trade or a losing trade. As you can see, that one's moved back. 2 losses in a row just there. This one was a win, so it would have taken profit just here. So you can see it's taken profit just there, and it's also taken profit up here. Same going for here, it's taken profit here and just here. So yeah, and there's a win here as well. The same, it's done the 2 take profits as well. So I've actually been playing with the settings. I'm still using the ATR and the risk to reward. We're on a risk to reward of 7, which is absolutely brilliant. And because we're taking profit at twice, that means we're taking it at 2 levels, at 3.5 and 7, obviously. I've also maxed out the stop loss. So the maximum stop loss I would ever have is 1%. I took that there because it's safety for me. I prefer it personally. You can increase it. Number 1, because I like to leverage trade. Number 2 is because I like to sleep at nights without having to worry too much about my account. So I know that what I'm risking maximum is 1% of each trade. As you can see, I've added the multiple take profits, and most importantly, there's 2 other things. I have actually removed the moving average, as the moving average actually gave a much worse result. I will show you that in a minute. I have added the ADX with an ADX line of 25, which is strange. I normally do about 20, but it's it, and that's all I've added. I haven't added anything else. The flat market didn't give me better results either. So let's have a look at the results. As you can see, it is a heck of a lot better, which is what I like about the back testing, is it gives us the opportunity to try and find better results. We have an amazing net profit of 36% on 5 minutes, which means that our first trade would have been in January. And about 3 months of trading. Let's go back to the beginning up here. We've had 300% net profit. Now this is under leverage, obviously. We have 64% win rate, which is quite a good trading strategy. We have 14 trades, which is quite a good pool to trade on. We have a profit factor of a max drawdown of 29. Now this is on leverage, like I said. I use 5% of my account in this trading strategy, 5%. So it's gone down by 29% maximum. If I go here, we can have a look at some of the other details. We have a hold to buy to hold of 23%. Now, I don't know why that was different from, it's because I was on 15 when I was talking about earlier. We have 23%, so we were in a bit of a upwards run. We have a sharpening ratio of 0.3 and a sorting ratio of 0.8. That'd be something that I would like to optimize a lot more before ever trying to trade it. Let's have a look at those wins in a row, and then I'll talk about the 200 EMA. For the wins in the row, we have a wins in the row of 6, and we have a maximum wins in a row of 6 and maximum losses of 8, which is pretty incredible considering that we're in a 64% win rate. We have a profit factor of 2, as I said. Kelly ratio is 0.33. Yeah, and that's about all of the stats that I've got for you. Let's have a look very quickly at the 200 EMA, because it was a bit surprising that you take the 200 EMA and if you add it, it gives you worse results. So if I go down here and add the 200 EMA here, as you can see, the 200 EMA has actually annihilated our trades, destroyed all of our trades, which is surprising because in generally it does give better results. It's taken us down from 300% to 18% net profit. So I will not be adding the EMA if I decide to ever trade this trading strategy. So thanks to the backtesting platform on TradingView, we can actually see that the 200 EMA isn't always the best indicator for confluence. We found better confluence with the ADX, which has given us much better entries. Now, of course, I'm going to be backtesting this on a backtesting platform. I'm going to continue optimizing it so that it would work on other coins to see if I can get a portable strategy that will work on several coins with the same sort of settings. And I will keep you informed inside of our Discord with my findings and things like that as I go along. So I hope you enjoyed this one, guys. Have a great weekend. I'll see you on Monday. Take care, keep safe, and keep coding. Goodbye for now. Goodbye.
David, and once again he's gone to code a new strategy. He'll be back in just 5 minutes. RSI and MACD. If he doesn't run into any bugs, there will be